guys, today one of us is gonna be getting our very own cartoon made. I came up with an idea recently. I think all of us have pretty interesting lives that could, you know, maybe be made into a cartoon. But I don't know which one of us we should make a cartoon about because making a cartoon is very expensive.
Obviously me.
I have a pretty interesting life.
I think I have a pretty interesting life too, but today we're gonna figure out who the cartoon is gonna be about, who's gonna be the main character, and we're gonna do that through some trials. Right now, we're in the Movie Maker game on Roblox, and whoever can make the best, most entertaining cartoon episode about themselves wins, and whoever wins gets the full cartoon made about themselves.
Oh, I'm gonna win.
I'm totally gonna win.
We'll see about that. I've been practicing making cartoons. I already know I gotta write the script and, make the characters animated and everything. It's gonna be so good.
Oh, no, mine's gonna be kind of nice. I'm gonna go ahead and get started.
I'm gonna start right now.
All right, well, let me get started too. We only have like 20 seconds of screen time that we can make our cartoon in. So we're gonna have to make every second worth it.
My show is gonna be Phantasmo.
Okay, well, the first thing that we need to do for our cartoon is come up with a storyline. That's usually step one. All right, so if Dash is gonna be the main character, what is the storyline gonna be about? What's something that's really good, really entertaining? I know. What if I make the story about me going to the gym and getting huge muscles? That's gonna be great. That's gonna be a great storyline. All right, well, first things first, let me go ahead and grab myself, and I need to add myself into the scene, just like that. So guys, have you ever heard of a pilot episode? Do you know what that is?
I do know what a pilot episode is.
I'm pretty sure that's what they call the first episode of a new show. They make a pilot episode, and if people like that, then they make the rest. This is like the pilot episode.
I guess that makes sense.
All right, well, for my episode, I'm gonna need to find a gym. Let's see. It looks like there's a couple gym interiors here. There's a few photos of the inside of a gym, but I need to find an exterior photo for the start of the animation. All right, I'm just gonna search up building. Honestly, we could just use any building for the gym because, you know, if we're on the exterior, we don't need to see the inside. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, none of these really look like gyms. I want my story to be about Dash going to the gym. He can be small and get made fun of. Oh, yeah, we can have some drama. And then he can come back and become super buff. Yeah, that's gonna be the story. Okay, that's gonna bang. All right, well, actually, I have an idea. We can get an interior photo of a gym for our first scene. Let me go ahead and just grab one real quick. There was a couple here. Where were they? I gotta find a nice... Hey, what are you laughing at?
Nothing.
So do you guys know what you're making your shows about?
Yep.
Really? Have you got a storyline and everything?
Yep, I've already got it plotted out in my mind.
Really? Okay. So do I, actually. I also have a pretty nice storyline in my mind. But anyways, the first scene in the Dash animation cartoon is gonna be Dash pulling up to the gym and getting made fun of by some buff guys. So let me go ahead and just... we can have a small Dash over here. This is him walking up to the gym. And then we need to add an animation. Let me go ahead and hit the animate button. Dash will come up here. He'll get bigger. It's gonna look like he's walking up towards the screen. Yes, my animation skills are actually insane. All right, so Dash will be standing here, and then this will be the first scene. Let me go ahead and play this. How does this look? All right, so we got Dash walking up. That looks good. Next up, let's add another clip. We need to add another clip that's just gonna be a copy of this one, except in this clip, let's add a little bit of text. And in the text, we can put, my first day at the gym. Yo, guys, my storyline's actually so good. It's got, like, drama and, it's got a whole plot.
Mine's got a whole plot, too.
Okay, that's good.
You know, storyline is very important for your cartoon. If your cartoon is just, cool looking with the animations, that's all right. But if you don't have a storyline that, you know, makes the viewers laugh and cry, then you're doing something wrong.
People love things that are just funny.
I don't know about that. A storyline definitely helps.
Mine's gonna be so emotional.
Anyways, I've got the first scene. Dash walks up to the gym. Now, I want to have a scene of two big guys walking up to him and going like, hey, chump. Let's see. I need to find two big guys, though. What big guys can I use? Oh, hold on. This guy looks kind of good. This looks like the perfect character for my movie. This is going to be our big gym goer bully guy. He can walk out from out of frame. So he's going to start out of frame, and then he can walk in. We'll make him a little bit smaller so that, you know, it looks like he's walking into the frame. There we go. Just like that. And then I also want this guy to have a friend. So let's go ahead and add another avatar. I just deleted him. No! Get him back in here. Why did I just do that? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. This first pilot episode is pretty low budget. We've got some pretty crude tools to work with here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Wait a second. Hold on. My guy's back now. What? Okay, what in the world is going on? Looks like the guy's back. All right, next thing we need to do now is the guy disappeared again. Oh, the animation only shows when I'm looking at it, when I'm playing the scene. I see. All right, well, let's go ahead and grab this guy's friend. This guy needs to have a friend who's also gonna make fun of Dash. What about this guy? This guy looks pretty mean. Yeah, this could be the other gym goer. So he can be out over here on the first scene, and then he walks into frame. So he walks in over here. Kind of looks like he's just coming out of the ground, but you know, this will do. Pretty low budget first episode, like I said. All right, now let's go ahead and play this. How does this look? Oh yeah, that looks good. We got the guys walking in, and then let's create another clip. And then in this clip, these guys can go like, hey, who's this new chump? Yeah, let's make him say that. Hey, who's this guy? Yeah, let's make him say, hey, who's this guy for the first scene? And then Dash can introduce himself and... Okay, hold on. We only have 20 seconds. Are we gonna have enough room for all of this? Okay, let's just change this line to, hey, look at this chump. Look at this chump. There we go. And then we'll copy this clip, put another clip, and then the next voice line of them is gonna be, his muscles are so small. There we go. All right, let's play this back from the start and see how it looks. So Dash goes up to the gym. My first day at the gym. And then the bullies pull up. Hey, look at this chump. His muscles are so small. And then in the next clip, let's have Dash walking away crying. Yeah, that's gonna be so emotional. That's really gonna touch the viewers' hearts right there. So we can have Dash here, and then... Wait, we can change the pose? What? This is a new discovery for me. Let's put him in a running pose, and then we can turn him and make him turn that way. Oh, this is beautiful. Yo, guys, did you know that you can pose your characters?
I did.
Oh my goodness, this is actually insane. My animation is getting higher and higher budget as we continue. Okay, so in this next scene, we're gonna make Dash run away all the way to the corner over here, and he's just gonna be sad. So let's add some text also. We'll add a little bit of text that says crying, and then we'll put like some star marks here so that it looks like, you know, he's actually crying. It's not like a thing that he's saying, he's just doing it. There we go, crying. All right, let's see how this looks. Dash walks off. Yep. Wait, we need to copy these guys because where in the world did they just go? All right, how do we add these guys back? Can I copy them? Control C, Control V. No, I can't copy them. All right, you know what? I think we have to delete this clip. We gotta restart from this clip. Start with this one, and then now we need to get rid of this text here. What are you laughing about?
That's never a good sign.
What happened? Wait, you said you're making a funny story, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. So wait, Kim, what type of story are you making? Ruby's making a funny story. I'm making a thriller. That's what I want to call my show. What about you?
Making an emotional story about a lost sad puppy.
Oh, wait, what? Kim, you realize you're supposed to be making... You're the main character in it, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Did you turn yourself into a puppy?
No, I'm making a sad story about a lost puppy.
Interesting. Anyways, let me see this scene. This looks good. So Dash cries away. Let's see if we can animate this text. Is this gonna work? Oh, snap. We can. So Dash cries off. This looked great. Cries away. And then now we have to have another scene. Let's add another empty clip. And then in this clip, it's gonna be Dash arriving at his house. Man, I can't believe those guys just made fun of me. And then he'll go train. He'll do a bunch of exercise. And then he'll be super buff. Yeah, that'll be the storyline. That's gonna be so motivational for all the viewers who watch. Let's add a nice little background here. We can have a little background in a house. Dash lives in the middle of nowhere in this world. There we go. This looks good. Can we make the house any bigger? How do I select the house? I can't select the house by itself. There we go. I've gotten the house. All right. I need to make this thing look really good. So just like that. And then let's move the background back in place. And all right, now we can have our main actor Dash walk on in. Let's have him out over here. He can... Wait, hold on. The background is... There's a little piece of white space over here. We need to make the background cover everything. But let's go ahead and select Dash. We can animate him. He can be... Oh, hold on. We got to pose him. Let me select Dash, pose. He can be in a running animation and he can be turned this way. How does this look? Oh yeah, this looks good. Let's animate Dash. He can be running home just like that. That can be this entire clip. And then let's copy this clip. And then in the next clip, we can rotate Dash so he's looking towards us. So turn, look towards us, pose. Yeah, he can just be in a standing pose. And then he can talk. He can say, man, I'm gonna show those guys who's a chump! Exclamation mark. So now Dash is going on his revenge arc. He's getting mad. There we go. This looks good. Let's play this back. So he runs in and he's like, man, I'm gonna show you. Okay, that's way too fast. Let's make the text a little longer. And then we gotta change the pose. It's like a laughing pose. There we go. We wanna just make it a default stand. All right, how does this look? Man, I'm gonna show those guys who's a chump. Yep, that looks good. And then in the next clip, let's just copy this clip. We can delete the text and let's make Dash go inside of the house. We can animate him to go in the house like that. There we go. That should be good. Okay, he looks a little small. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just do it like this. Okay, that looks good. We should probably change his pose also. Select Dash, pose, run, and and then we can turn him to be going this way. Oh, that looks so good. The angles line up perfectly. All right, so Dash runs inside of his house, and then in the next clip, let's have Dash be gone, and then we can do 1 year later, ... So Dash has been training in his house for an entire year. Can I make the text look any different? I can change the outline color. Black is good. I can make the fonts bold. Okay. Can I make it any bigger? I think this is the biggest I can make it. All right, well, we can just put this here. 1 year later. Can we make this fade in if I animate it? Style. Let's see. Is there a fade in? There's a smooth in. All right, let's do that. Smooth in. Hold on. We have to make the text start up here and then make it come down, and then we can do the smooth in animation. There we go. This looks good. 1 year later. And let's create another clip. And now in this clip, we need Dash to come out super duper buff looking. How are we going to do that? First of all, I guess let's go ahead and animate this 1 year later text to go away. That's going to need to be a thing that happens. And now we need to animate Dash coming out of the house super buff. Hey guys, do you know how to make characters really buff in this game?
Not a clue.
Gotta be something I can do. Pose. What do we got? Uh-oh, guys, I have no idea how to make him buff.
Maybe you're out of luck.
No, this is so important. My entire storyline depends on this.
Your entire storyline depends on being buff?
Yes, it's very, very important.
That is crazy. I would never make my storyline dependent on one thing.
You know what? I have an idea. I know what I can do about this. I need to go on a different Roblox account for a second.
What?
I'll be right back, all right? I'm on a different account right now on my second monitor. I'm just gonna go ahead and change this account a little bit to look super buff.
Mine's looking awesome.
Mine's looking awesomer than yours.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm almost finished too. Just kind of cool.
What? Already?
Yeah, I told you mine's looking awesome.
Ah, okay. That's the perfect animation for what I want.
And oh snap, guys, I've made my guy look pretty buff. I made it look buff on a different account. Let's see if it updates over here. Let's see. So if I close this, go to avatars, it didn't update. Hold on. Maybe I just gotta click around a little bit, let it load in. There it is. There's the buff Dash. It looks kind of buff, I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't look that buff. Hold on, I need to make it a little bit more buff. This is too small. Okay, hold on. I just did some edits on the character. Now if I go to avatars and select the guy I need, this guy right here, look at his arms. He looks super buff. This looks perfect. All right, so in this next scene, we need to delete the old Dash, and then we need to have the new and improved Dash come out of the house. And then we can have him come out of the house, go to the gym, and then he can go make fun of the chumps who made fun of him in the last scene. Let's go ahead and animate Dash. We can have him come in over here, and we can have him become big so that it looks like he's getting closer to the camera. There we go. We should probably pose him. Go ahead and select Dash, pose, run, and then we need to make him turn this way. All right, how does this scene look? He's out of the house. All right, now let's go ahead and copy this clip. Let's turn Dash to look this way, and then let's put him back in a standing pose, and then he can have some text come up and saying, wow, all that working out really worked. Yes, look at that. This is a good lesson.
You should say all that working out really worked out.
Yeah, I like that line. That's gonna be a nice, funny comedic line. There we go. Added that in. And now, hold on. How much time do we have left in our animation? I've already used up a lot of the time, I'm not gonna lie. Looks like I've only got... Oh, wait. Actually, I've got a good amount of time. I've got like 5 seconds left. That's like a whole other scene. Okay, let's make this text 2 seconds, and then let's go ahead and make the next scene be Dash running back to the gym. So let's create another clip, and then in this clip, we can just clone... let's clone this clip. All right, so we're back here. We're back at the gym, except goodbye, old Dash. It's only time for big Dash. Let's go ahead and rotate these guys over here. We can have them be on the treadmill doing their exercise, and then Dash can walk up and he can be super buff. There we go. We've got this guy on a treadmill. Let's do the same with this guy. Turn him around this way. Pose him to be running. Wait, that's not running. That's laughing. Hold on. This looks wrong. Why in the world are these guys like overlapping like that? Okay, let's just have this guy doing a different workout. This guy can be, he can be doing a workout on this machine over here. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and add in our favorite main character, Buff Dash. You can come in from the outside over here, and we got to animate him to... Why did these guys just reset? I'm just going to ignore that. Let's see if that fixes itself later. We'll animate Dash to come in over here. There we go. How does this scene look? Let me play this. Oh, no, they're moving around all over the place. I need to turn off animation on these guys. There we go. Let's turn off animation. Is this going to work? Why are they moving? I actually don't even get it. I think we have to reset these guys. What about now? They're still animated. If I turn it off. Yeah, they're still animated. Okay, what in the world? Oh, guys, my movie making editing software is glitching out.
Oh?
What you know how?
I don't even know. It's like just not even working. Like sometimes these poses and stuff, like it's animating it when I don't want it to animate.
You know, you can hit reset on the anime thing, right?
Reset? What do you mean?
Like if you go into the anime thing, the things that are like animating that you don't want, you can hit reset and they won't.
Dude, I don't know. I tried, but it didn't like me.
I guess maybe you're just not you're not skilled enough to use it.
Yeah, I think you just need to go back to animation school, bro.
I never took animation school. I was self-taught. But anyways, this scene looks good now. So we have Dash running up, and then we can clone this scene again, and then we can have Dash say, "Sup, nerds." All right, and then do we have room for one more scene? Let's add another clip. Copy this. We do, except this scene has to be really small. Let's make this scene shorter, and then we can have this scene be a little longer. And then the nerds, they can go like, that could be their face. Yep. They're just gonna both go like that. All right, let me add another one of these reaction faces. And all right, this looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and play it from the top and see how this looks. Here we go. So we have Dash walking up to the gym. My first day at the gym. And then the two bullies come up. Hey, look at this chump. His muscles are so small. Dash cries off in the corner. Man, I'm gonna show those guys who's a chump. Goes into his house. 1 year later. Wow, all that working out really worked out. Sup, nerds? And then they get surprised. Yo, this is a banger. All right, guys, I think my cartoon episode is done.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm publishing mine.
Let me go ahead and publish mine too. Boom. There we go. Yeah, publish. Let's go. All right, you guys ready to see whose animation is gonna get actually made into a real cartoon?
It's gonna be mine.
I'm gonna sit right here and watch.
All right. Let me get ready too. Let me sit right over here. Oh, wait, guys, don't look. It's playing mine. Spoilers.
Oh, spoilers. Okay, I'm not looking. I'm looking.
No one look. No one look.
I'm not looking.
All right. Well, let's wait for that to stop. And all right. Oh, it's mine. Everyone get ready.
My first day at the gym.
And then two bullies come in.
His muscle are so small. Crying.
Dash runs home.
Man, I'm gonna show those guys who's a chump.
And then 1 year later.
Wow, all that working out really worked out. Sup, nerds?
And then they get surprised.
Wow.
What? That's not funny at all.
That wasn't supposed to be funny, but let's watch all of them first and then we can judge. So, there's yours. Oh, you got hit by a car?
We got hit by a
Yep,
car.
I got hit by a car.
Yo, you're flying.
Flying into space.
Look both ways before cross the desert.
Cross in the street.
That was your whole cartoon. Where was the beginning, middle, and end, Ruby?
Here's mine. What a nice day. I'm so sad.
Yo, the dog was swearing.
No, he said I lost my owner.
All right, this is where she lost me. Have someone. Hey, Cam. So sad I lost my new puppy. Wait, really?
Is this your puppy is what I said. OMG, it is. Thank you for finding my lost puppy.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Those were mid. Those are all kind of mid.
Yours weren't even funny.
I think if I were to rate them like on a tier list, I think mine would be like a 7, Dash's would be like a 6, and then Ruby's would be like a 2.
That is complete and utter falselyhood. Okay, mine would completely be 100% on 10 out of 10.
No.
I have the best animation out of all of you.
Yeah, but Ruby, animation isn't everything. You gotta have a good storyline.
Animation is everything. Animation is my life.
Well, I mean, the animation part can be fixed easily, but if you don't have a good storyline, then how are you gonna fix that?
Mine has a good storyline. Ruby's was just getting hit by a car.
There's nothing to be fixed.
Mine was a story about motivation. All right, well, hold on. Whose movie are we gonna actually get made into a cartoon?
I think mine deserves.
I think that mine deserves an Oscar. Maybe even more than an Oscar. Maybe.
I think that mine deserves it.
No, Ruby, you definitely do not deserve anything.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yours is so boring.
You deserve to go back to school. Mine is not boring. Mine's about a sad puppy who got lost.
Okay. You know what? At this rate, I don't think any of these are gonna be made into cartoons.
Maybe we gotta go back to the drawing board.
Maybe you guys have to go back to the drawing board.
I'm still gonna make mine into a cartoon. I'm gonna do it all by myself.
What?
That was pretty crazy. And if you wanna watch the next video, then click on the video on the screen right now.